Hello, loves. Hello, hello, Hills here from the Blue Flame. How are we all doing? Welcome to Venus in Taurus and Saturn sextile Pluto. We are here today to explore the frequencies of the week of March 29th to April 4th, which includes for the Americas anyways, April Fool's Day Libra full moon. For most of the population of this planet, or much of it anyways, the full moon will be on April 2nd, but for basically all of the Americas, it will be in the evening or nighttime of April 1st. So we get that fun, playful trickster energy of April Fool's Day as part of it. The moon, full Libra pink moon, is absolutely a powerful aspect, and coming right in the middle of this week as well helps us to understand a bit about how powerful Libra full moons balance, bringing things into connection with one another. However, on this day, when I'm recording the 29th of March, we find Venus making her first tip into Taurus, the sign of rulership for Venus, Libra being the other. So when we have this week of the Libra full moon coinciding with the week that Venus enters Taurus, leaving that fiery Aries energy behind, though we still have a powerful solar stellium there, we are starting to feel some of the new energies that through this cauldron, through this burning, all this Aries energy and all the Pisces energy that's moving out as well, we are harmonizing, we're building from. Now, Taurus, where Venus exists in this moment and where Venus will continue to roll until she guides Uranus into Gemini on April 24th, 25th, is earthly delights, one of the energies for this next cycle. So this entire Venusian transit through Taurus, which carries us through the Libra full moon, through the Aries new moon on the 17th of April, and then as we come through the Leo maiden moon on the 23rd, bringing us into that Gemini energies. This period, so we could call it the 29th of March through the 25th of April even. We're navigating the garden of earthly delights, bringing harmony, this Libra full moon, bringing harmony into our experience of embodiment. A lot of us, especially those of us who have high frequency star seed lineage, those of us who've spent more time as a soul not on this planet than on this planet, which is probably just about anyone who's watching this video right now, can have some real hang-ups or dis-ease or discomfort about being in a physical body. A lot of the practices as we moved through the era of Pisces, in fact, were transcendental. They were bringing us up and out of the body. Our meditative practices to escape the body, where we are moving more wholly, more fully, more holistically into in this golden dawning as we move more fully into the era of the new earth or the Aquarian age, the fifth dimension, all the words that we can talk about with regard to them, is bringing the spirit more fully into union with the flesh, to bringing a equilibrium, a balance, there's that Libra full moon again, into our relationship with our spirit, our soul self, and our embodied state of being. We are here rising up the experience of embodiment. So trying to escape the body is not the prescription. Rather, it is bringing more conjunction, more connection between the physical and the ethereal. So, in the garden of earthly delights, the stars align has been kind of the song that's been playing as I've been feeling into this week, this current that we're navigating, and the Libra full moon and Venus entering Taurus. We also, during this cycle, the full current of this week, we find Saturn at 5 degrees of Aries, exactly sextile to Pluto. Now, you may remember that last week we found the sun moving through that realm. And now it's Saturn, and Saturn moving slower than the sun, of course, in our astrological measurements, invites us to feel more of the dharmic expression, to take a little bit more time with that medicine of Pluto. Now, the sextile is officially going to release almost exactly a month before Pluto goes retrograde. So we are in this period, this cycle of forward momentum, all of the planets moving forward. And we find Saturn at 5 degrees of Aries, sextile. Now, a sextile is a gift. It is a bridge, and we have quite a few bridges moving through this Libra full moon energy. It is a bridge to our greatest gifts. So when the Lord of Time, when our dharmic foundations meets in sextile with the Lord of the Underworld in the sign of Aquarius, we are gifted greater access to the gifts of our innate medicine. This sextile will be exact between the 28th of March and the 5th of April. It's the 5th, 6th of May when Pluto turns retrograde. So it's almost as if this week is giving us a chance to experience where we're headed. And then a month later, we get this month of movement with that energy before Pluto turns around, and then we can get a little bit more internal with it all. We can find those places where we may still be holding on to restrictive language or dogmatic spiritualism that's keeping us from fully embodying our Dharma. This period of forward momentum is really inviting us to step up to the plate, to walk the walk, to shine our torch, to shine our light, to be our wholeness in the world. So, a bit of water testing might be what we're connecting to here. Let's look at the full moon itself, and then we're going to get into some more of these sextile bridges, okay? The full moon is occurring at 7:11. I love those numbers. 7:11 p.m. on the Pacific time zone on April Fool's Day, the 1st of April, at 12 degrees of Libra. The sun across the wheel will be, of course, at 12 degrees of Aries. Now, this is making a really lovely T-square with Jupiter, now moving direct at 15 degrees of Cancer. The great benefact chugging along forward once again, starting to build up momentum and speed, activating both sun and moon. It's like the point of the pendulum swing, right? Big, luck-filled energy. There is a great, great, big, beautiful bountifulness to this full moon. It's called the pink moon, and we can feel the rebirth, the renewal that the first full moon of April brings to us. Well, the only full moon of April this year. May we'll get to. Jupiter seems to be expanding our access to just how harmonious and beneficial the energy of this full moon is. Not simply within ourselves, but also there's that sun in Aries, but also in how we relate to the world around us. We can expand our access to our ability to communicate in connection with our friends, our lovers, our family. Libra is the sign of relationships and connections. It is also an air sign. It speaks to expression. Finding that unconditional love, that pink moon that renews our capacity to hold space for one another's journeys, to allow the full expression of one another. And when we feel that as we round out the month of April, Venus will guide Uranus into the sign of Gemini, we can start to feel just what's on offer here. We are being held, nurtured, and nourished as we move through this cycle of forward momentum. In addition to Jupiter T-squaring with this full moon, we also have two fixed stars playing a tune. Because Vega, the great bright star of the constellation Lyra, that resonating chord exists from our calculations here on Earth at 15 degrees of Capricorn, directly across from where Jupiter sits, where Sirius at 14 by our calculations right now of Cancer also exists. So we have these lyrical songs of Vega, and we have the rebirthing, renewal, Christ consciousness, diamond white light of Sirius playing as well during this lunation, bringing us into greater contact with that capacity to fully embody our Christ light, to fully embody our light body, our Ka. So let's play with some more of these beautiful star-like bridges, shall we? The symbol for a sextile is like an asterisk. It's a beautiful star, and we can feel how the stars align with this. So we have the moon, again, at 12 degrees of Libra. The moon will be exactly sextile with Hekate, the torchbearer herself, queen of the witches, triple goddess, maiden, mother crone, the full holistic embodiment, and guardian of the crossroads, inviting us to explore where next we shall go at 12 degrees of Aquarius. This beautiful movement of energies. The moon, introspective, contemplative, our inner world. Hecate, gifting us with that bright torchlight, shining upon all of those channels and all of those places and all of those spaces where we might go next. In sextile, in sextile to both the moon and Hecate. I'm sorry, Hecate is trine the moon, not sextile. A big gift. Bringing that sextile energy in, we have splitting the difference between the moon and Hecate, Black Moon Lilith, and the Great Attractor. I love when that happens. Hecate's like, I'm bringing a bigger gift. But Black Moon Lilith, primordial feminine energies, the Kundalini energy, the source of embodied creation magic, we could say, is working with the Great Attractor. Black Moon Lilith, 11 degrees, the hypothetical point, Black Moon Lilith, 11 degrees of Sagittarius, the interpolated at 15 degrees of Sagittarius, Great Attractor at 15 degrees of Sagittarius, seeking higher expression, experiencing more of our innate intuitive capacities. So can you feel now a little bit more about what Hecate is bringing to the party? In trine with the moon, Hecate helping us to feel all and experience all that's within us innately. That intuitive wisdom, that capacity to feel, that gut knowing, and that capacity to create in the world. Hecate and Black Moon Lilith in their sextile are also pointing the finger of God at Jupiter in Cancer, that Yod, Y-O-D, helping us to feel just how big we are, how big our belonging is, how expanded our access to the trans-dimensional planes. In square to Black Moon Lilith and the Great Attractor, and Lilith interpolated, we find Vesta, Shiva, Medusa, and Mercury. Mercury, now moving direct, will be exactly trine Sirius during the Libra full moon at 14 degrees of Pisces. Here we get to feel how much what we speak, how we express ourselves, creates our experience of the world. How are we speaking to ourselves internally? The moon will be in conjunct these energies, bringing us into a connection with the way that we internally, unconsciously, subconsciously speak of ourselves, of our relationships, of our world, inviting us through that square with the Great Attractor and Black Moon Lilith, through that trine with Sirius and Jupiter, to bring more love into those unconscious voices, to expand our access to the unconditional love of the universe. And through this, relinquish old narratives, old stories about who and what we're supposed to be and when we were supposed to be it and how we were supposed to do it. And I'm late, I'm late, I'm late, like the white rabbit. And remember, my loves, you are right on time. You're right on time. Finding those places where you can let your light shine and practicing in those spaces and places. So that when you come into spaces and places where it has previously been more difficult for you to stand fully in your light, you have more muscle memory and are able to do so with more ease. Here's Vesta, Shiva, and Medusa all working together, 11 and 12 degrees of Pisces, right? Bringing our capacity to reclaim our passion into the way that we structure our world. The sun at 12 degrees of Aries will also be trining the Black Moon Lilith Great Attractor energies. So we have all of these places and spaces where we get to play with how everything's connected. All these interweavings, all of these spaces for touching in and reconnecting. The Great Attractor, if we can remember, has a capacity to clear, to suck. It's this huge gravitational anomaly that pulls all of matter into itself at alarmingly fast speeds, astronomical, we could say. Part of what the Great Attractor is resonating in our Milky Way galaxy and from our earthly experience is the downslope, the shadow weave that creates the tapestry. It's the interconnection. So as the Great Attractor pulls things that are not necessary, the light rises and this wave form exists. And we get to play with how allowing that which is not for us to be pulled out, to flow out, to be released, creates the platform that allows us to walk more fully in our truth. When we feel how Sagittarius is so deeply connected to highest truth, we get to play with that a little bit more too. Let's feel. It is the sun, not the moon, that is sextile to Hekate. Torch, light, fiery passion, I am, sun in Aries. Touching via that star formation of the sextile, Hekate. Light, igniting torchlight of Hekate. The sun, which is the reflective light that glows through the moon. We find that the true gift already exists within you. Yum, 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 yum. So, in the Garden of Earthly Delights, what we remember through that serpentine energy of Lilith is that the wisdom, the innate knowing, the gifts of your soul exist already within you. And some of the currents running through this week with the Libra Pink Full Moon, with Venus coming into Taurus, and with Saturn sextile Pluto, are shining a light, asking us to reflect upon what those gifts might be. Over in the portal, as you may know, if you follow along here at the Blue Flame Apothecary on Circle, during the maiden moon and the crone moon, the two half moon cycles, I do an oracle card divination. For the Cancer maiden moon, we received some messages about magic and ritual. And it's coming through to share here that this week and this cycle of Venus and Taurus in particular is a really beautiful time to start bringing more embodied practice into your daily life. What do we mean by that? Well, it can be walks with nature, intentional communing, coming into places where you can really feel the elementals, the fae and the gnomes and the dragons and these mystical, mythical creatures that are other dimensional. Playing more with crystals might call to you, finding ways to dance, to move your body in magnetic resonance. So one of my favorites I'll share is to sing and dance around the kitchen while I make food. This is a practice of mine that is imbibing. It's creating a template for magic in that which I consume. Over at the portal, I'm also offering the conscious consumption, activation, transmission. It's a hands-on, very high Chia activation and transmission. It's totally free. If you feel called to it, there will be a link below. But really what we're talking about here is allowing a sense of play to come into your day-to-day practice. Bringing more day-to-day into your practice could be another way that is said. Allowing your shower in the morning to be a ritual experience, not just a cleaning of the skin really fast before you head off to start your day, but really allowing that movement and that motion of water to start bringing more awareness, more consciousness to how you're interacting with the elements in every single moment. With the air, with the water, with the fire, with the earth. And letting it be play. Letting it be play. Perhaps you want to climb a tree and bring that inner child out. That's beautiful. Perhaps it's singing with the rising or the setting sun. Beautiful. Feel in. Remember what we said earlier. The truth exists within you of what it is that you're here to do. Let me feel if there's any additional piece that wants to come in for us. Our Libra Full Moon Violet Blue Flame ceremony is going to work with the Venus point and the vagus nerve. Part of the energy of all of this, of coming into that place of trust with your innate knowing, is also allowing old traumas to be transmuted. You can work with the Great Attractor, you can invite Venus, you can listen to sound healings, sound meditations that work directly with the vagus nerve. You can come over to the portal and play with the Venus point there. What we're really inviting here is a coming into greater ease with being yourself in the world. Venus and Uranus together, getting ready to move into Gemini towards the end of April. Invite that unique genius, magnetic resonance, remembering that when you are truly yourself, all that you desire, all that you truly desire is there. Within and all around you. That feels like a good place to close. Again, if you're called to come over to the Blue Flame Apothecary at Circle, you're more than welcome, and it would be my honor to say hello to you there. But however you're called to journey through this beautiful time of harmonious integration and forward momentum, it is, as always, and in the always, that I share these weavings with you with so much and many loves from the dimensions of the up and beyond the beyond.